We're with child. It's so amazing. You are so invested in these lactation cookies, and you're not even the one who's lactating.
Not yet.
Welcome to Brutally Honest with Sam and Jacob. I'm Sam.
And I'm Jacob.
And we know we took a little bit of a hiatus. We were on what we called a summer vacation.
Yes.
Which was also our baby moon, if you will, because we announced with the world that
we're with child.
And we're really excited about it.
Yeah.
And we're still trying to wrap our heads around how much we want to share about it.
We're trying to not overshare for the sake of the person that is not us being brought into the world. We believe that somebody should choose to be in the public eye and should choose this sort of lifestyle.
Yeah, we're very adamant about that. And the ironic thing is that Jacob and I, both at very, very, very young ages, came out to our parents. Well, you didn't come out to your parents.
Yes.
Not that kind of coming out. But we knew from a very young age that we had this like calling to be performers. We wanted to do theater. We were drawn to acting. It was something that was so just much in each of our destinies because there was no sign of any influence of anyone in our families who had any theatrical.
I have like an aunt and uncle that do theater. That was it. There was no influence directly in the home.
Right. And my dad had a record deal. He was in a psychedelic garage band in high school. And he actually had a record deal. His band did, but like very different sort of theatricality from like being a stage performer. So we had this calling on our own. So we believe that no matter who your families are, if a child or an individual has a calling to be an entertainer, they will find it within themselves. Yeah. And of course, we're going to try to influence it by just showing it the good theater, good art.
Great films, all those things.
Yeah.
But I can very distinctly remember the moment I decided I wanted to do shows.
Right.
When I was 8 and I saw Cats. And I saw a youth production of Cats. And I remember just being like, oh my God, I cannot believe you can do this. It was just like a whole world opened up in front of me.
And I was also 8, and my parents had thrown me into a bunch of different activities. And I tried softball, I tried ballet, I tried it all. And then one summer, I was going to like a local camp, and you could choose like the activity you wanted to do for the week. And my parents were like, throw her in the theater camp. And it was the first activity that I took to. And we performed Oliver, where I had my first role as Mr. Bumble. And I was actually kind of annoyed that I didn't get to be I wanted to be the Artful Dodger. Mostly all of the roles were played by girls. There was like one actual boy in the camp, and he played Fagin, but everyone else, it was like girls playing boys. And I loved it so much that I just knew that I had to do it.
Yeah.
So
for as much as somebody can be drawn to it, we also know that somebody can just out of nowhere not want it.
Yeah.
And I give the example a lot of the Osbournes, where they all did their show on MTV, and one of the daughters, Amy, did not want to participate in the show, and she lived away from the house while they were filming. And it's crazy because you think like you're Ozzy Osbourne's daughter. Your entire life has been going on tour and being in public, and yet still she's like, I don't want anything to do with this.
but she was also old enough to make that decision for herself.
Right.
Like for us, we are very happy exploiting ourselves as Samantha and Jacob, but we want to give our child agency to make that choice for themselves.
Yeah. And there's so many people who they go out there and they use their kid to get views on social media, and it's tacky. It's very tacky.
Yeah, I worry about a lot of safety out there. I worry about AI. There's just so many different ways where you just don't know who's watching it. And for us, again, it's like we're figuring, this is a parenthood journey for us. And where we're at on our current journey is that we want to share the parenthood side of it. We want to, of course, like give you like the joyous moments, but we're trying to find the balance of doing that with also maintaining respect and agency for our child over its own life.
Yeah. That being said, we're very excited for the parenting side of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
amazing.
It's so amazing. Mm-hmm. And we've been diving deep into it. We recently went to a class. Actually, we went to a class this week. And, it was really cute because you walk in and there's like a PowerPoint presentation and they give you like a fun welcome bag of like, you know, like goodies. Like here's a little bag, a little tote and a water bottle, and right next to the tote bag, it must be their sponsor or I don't know what it is. Actually, they're right here. Are these Lactation cookie bites. And Jacob has not stopped fixating on them. He sat down and he's like, ooh, we get cookies. And then he reads that they're Lactation cookies. And then he's just chuckling throughout the class.
Is the problem. We sat down in front of the lemon cookies. And if you know me, you know I fucking hate lemon in desserts when lemon doesn't belong. And lemon doesn't belong in a cookie. Unless it's a lemon bar, which is not a cookie, that's a bar.
Okay, and key lime pie is fantastic.
That's lime.
I know, but it's like similar.
Well, yeah, and lemon meringue pie is great. Things that are like lemon based are different. But when they fucking put lemon in cupcakes or in vanilla cake or in a cookie, it drives me crazy.
It really does. This is one of the first things that Jacob ever disclosed to me. He, not only does it upset him, as you can probably hear right now, there is an active level of agitation that goes through his bones. And I'm like, he's offended.
Getting into something being like, oh, a fun cupcake, a fun vanilla cupcake. And then you get that dry cake and a little sad hint of lemon.
Okay, but I do like a lemon poppy seed muffin.
That's different. That's very different.
Or like a lemon glazed lemon cake.
Yeah, that's fine.
You get what I'm saying? Like
when it's like there's a lemon and it's meant to be lemon,
and I
know what these lemon cookies are. I know it's these sad cupcakes that I've eaten with a little hint of lemon, and they're dry. And you're just just fucking make a vanilla cupcake.
It's like, what's the Girl Scout cookie that has the lemon in it?
I don't know.
There's one. It's gross. Anyway.
They're never good. And
so we sat down in front of the lemon, and then Jacob notices that there are some empty stations that have not been claimed yet. So Jacob stands up, walks around the room, and inspects every flavor of cookies to make sure that we don't have the lemon cookies, and trades it for
oatmeal chocolate chip.
Oatmeal chocolate chip.
Our friend Rudy, who was on here, just said to us that he doesn't like oatmeal chocolate chip. It should be oatmeal raisin, which I'm not a fan of oatmeal.
I like oatmeal raisin, but I also like oatmeal chocolate chip.
But to me, oatmeal chocolate chip is perfect because the oatmeal cuts the sweetness of the chocolate chip cookie a bit.
And it gives it some fiber.
It does. It gives it some earthiness.
I think the thing that's hilarious about this to me, though, is that you're so invested in these lactation cookies, and you're not even the one who's lactating.
Not yet. I ate these cookies, but I ain't eating a lemon cookie.
But then I'm like, what is the point of these lactation cookies? Because if you look at the ingredients, and look,
typical chocolate chip cookie ingredients.
But if you look at like the one, like I was like, can we make, like, I probably don't want anything to do with these because there's a bunch of random ingredients that I don't understand in it. But if you want to make them from home, basically, I know it's the same thing. It's just all this added stuff that I'm not sure. Oh, that's just what's in the baking powder. Okay. So these are maybe fine-ish. But it's basically a chocolate chip cookie recipe, and they just add flaxseed and yeast, and they put more butter, I think, than they normally would. And what did we learn that they were supposed to do? They're basically like if you wake up in the morning or you wake up and you're famished and you need some extra energy, it's supposed to give you like a quick caloric
boost,
something that helps you breastfeed.
Yeah.
So anyone who's into the lactation cookie realm, please feel free to reach out.
100% of moms called in with positive results in less than a week. How many of these are they eating in a week? Or is it just one and it activates the lactation? Most of the moms were only eating one serving per day, I see.
I'm scared of them.
I just couldn't believe that there's a brand of lactation food.
So we did learn something from the class after all, that lactation cookies exist.
That's just one of the things that, like, on the parenting journey, you would have never come across had you not gone down this road.
Well, the other thing we came across is Jacob's other favorite obsession, which...
What is it again, though? What is the product? And then we'll say the name.
It's a pillow that you rest your baby's head upon when you're breastfeeding. It's a breastfeeding pillow.
It's a breastfeeding pillow called My Breast Friend.
And Jacob is so obsessed with it.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best name ever. My breast friend. The best thing is you could inflect it two ways. You could say, my breast friend.
Right.
Or my breast friend.
Right. And they're hoping for that. Right,
but I want my breast friend.
Yeah.
That's the breastfeeding pillow of my...
I want you to have a breast friend.
That's the breastfeeding pillow of my dreams.
Yeah.
So there's lots of things.
There's lots of things that are like, you just can't help yourself with, like, the preschool version of yourself in the comedy.
Oh, yeah.
The things they're talking about. Like, you're going to hear words way more often of, like, the anatomy and things that are just going to, like, you got to be strong with.
No, you got to just laugh about it.
Well, yeah, you got to laugh, but it's like, it's out. I mean, it's like, you know, if a doctor's saying it or something, they're just so serious.
I know. That's why we got to lighten the mood.
I know.
And that's what we try to do. There's only so many channels for your joy, and it's like you have to infuse the joy into all of the situations. And if it brings you joy to have the oatmeal chocolate chip lactation cookies, then that brings me joy. I think it's very different. I have to say, the person in the relationship who is the non-pregnant partner, they have a different experience with it.
Yeah.
I feel like you're very invested, but the things you get excited about are like not necessarily the things I'm excited about. Like you find the joy. It's kind of like a perfect balance. It's like I get excited about certain things and then you're like, oh, look at this. It's called My Best Friend.
Right.
And it helps me get excited about the things that I like wouldn't necessarily get excited and invested in.
We should talk about your excitement and where we saw My Best Friend. Is Samantha wanted to go to this store every week.
Oh, it's my favorite place. It is my favorite place. Babylist. If you are lucky enough to live in Los Angeles, there is a showroom, and it is the Babylist showroom. If you don't live in Los Angeles, you can still use Babylist to make your registries for babies and everything. But I am obsessed with this place. We are so lucky that it's like a 15-minute walk from our house. Mm-hmm. So
and
if ever
walk in the heat to this place, like the blaring heat, and it's so well air conditioned in there. It's like you just arrive in heaven. And
people treat you there like it is your birthday at Disneyland. Like, have you ever been to Disneyland on your birthday?
No.
If you go to Disneyland on your birthday, they give you a badge.
My birthday.
Okay, yeah, I understand. They give you a badge that says it's my birthday, and then everywhere you go, every ride you go on, everyone's like, "Happy birthday, Samantha! Happy birthday! It is in their company policy that they have to make you feel like a star. And let me tell you, Babylist makes you feel like a star, and it is just they've got everything there. Everything you can imagine. You can test drive every single stroller.
This place also looks like an Instagram reel that came to life.
It really does. I mean, it's definitely very Instagrammable.
It's very
They have photo ops.
I've never seen anything more Instagrammable, actually.
In fact, it's so Instagrammable that they have giant adult-sized versions of some of the products as photo ops. Yes. For example, they have an adult-sized version of one of their high chairs so that you can feel what it's like. You almost feel like you're in like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids when you're sitting in this chair. It's amazing, but you can feel like what the chair feels like. Or they have an adult-sized Baby Bjorn baby bouncer, so you could feel like what your baby will feel like when it's in the bouncer, if you want to get at that bouncer. And I'm telling you, everyone there is so nice. I would be remiss if I did not shout out to Vanessa. She's a manager, and
she listens to all of Samantha's questions, even when they go on past the 45-minute mark.
You know what? She always makes me feel like she's happy. Even if she's not happy for me to be there, I feel like she really is happy for me to be there. I actually feel genuine love from Vanessa, but she makes me feel like a star. And she's so knowledgeable. So go to Babylist, ask for Vanessa.
You don't buy anything there.
You don't buy anything.
It's weird. I've never seen a showroom.
You just like scan the thing and put it on your like wish list.
Right.
And you get to test. They have everything. They have like the earliest models of everything that's coming out. And, I mean, it's so overwhelming. Picking a stroller alone, like, I'm like, if this is like how confusing it is test driving strollers, how do you ever pick a preschool?
Samantha likes to ruminate over decisions.
I do.
She likes to go back and forth and then back again.
Well, I learn new information. I put it through AI and ask AI its opinion. And then I come up with a narrowed down situation. I test drive. And then I make my decision.
And I pretty much just make a quick decision and stick with it in life.
No, you've changed your decisions a couple of times on some of the things. Jacob makes decisions like he'll be like, that one looks the prettiest. And I'm like, yes, but like, here's the difference in the suspension of this. And I'm like, you have to start thinking practical. Like, how does it feel when you're pushing
it?
What
it is that I make the decision and then you throw out about 30 other options and then my brain starts sparking And it's like, maybe I don't want that. I don't know that, you know what I mean? Like, can't compute.
Or I think you get confused about which one I'm showing you to begin with. And you're like, yeah, that's the one that we liked in the past.
Yeah. I believe in not getting decision fatigue. They actually say the most brilliant people in the world reduce the amount of decisions they have to make in the day. That's why a lot of brilliant people wear the same clothing every day, because they don't want to have to decide what to wear.
I actually think that I'm pretty good at making decisions throughout life, but in general, when I am if there's something that is like a decision I do have to make that is an important decision to me, I do fixate on it. I ruminate.
I know.
But I don't ruminate over every decision. I only ruminate over the ones that I feel are practical and just like have with the wedding, like my wedding dress like took me forever, but when you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the problem is there's too much information out there. So it's like great.
The paradox of choice. There's too many options for it's the Cheesecake Factory menu.
Except I would know exactly what I would want if I ever went to the Cheesecake Factory again.
What is that?
An appetizer.
Which of the 3,000 appetizers?
I don't know. I'd have to see them first. But I'd probably do like something easy.
I don't think I even remember what I've eaten when I went there.
I used to get the miso salmon. That was really good.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I got some kind of pasta.
Probably. Sounds about right. Mm-hmm. I used to love going to CPK and getting those Singapore shrimp rolls. That is something so there was one point where Jacobs will be like, what do you want to eat? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like hard for me right now. And then there was one night where I was like, I want CPK Singapore shrimp rolls. And I was like, that's it. That's what we're going to have for dinner. Or that's what I'm going to have for dinner. And I'm sure you'll find whatever you want. I wanted the Singapore shrimp rolls. So then I go on CPK's website and there's a CPK actually right next door to Babylist.
Yes.
And I then go on the menu and lo and behold, they've discontinued this item in like 2011. But this specific appetizer that I haven't had probably since, 2007 came to mind.
Your pregnancy cravings were a journey.
They were a journey.
There was a time where she wanted only this specific kind of bread.
German protein bread,
toasted with this cream cheese called Snowfrisk, which I would not go near because it had goat cheese in it.
And it was like designed for like some Olympic skiing team or something.
And then guava jam on top of that. And that was all she would eat, was that and tangerines or sumo citrus.
Oh yeah, it's so true.
And it was, yeah.
But
and then Goodles.
I had Goodles tonight. I love Goodles. Oh, they're so good. Ooh, I just love the Goodles.
What were some of the other ones? Well, the breakfasts have been your own thing.
I've been really into breakfast and soft serve. I am on the biggest soft serve kick of my life. I don't ever remember a time in my life when I have been so fixated on soft serve. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that's about what we've been up to. We were in Florida for a week and it was lovely. We love Florida. We hadn't been there since we got married. And yeah.
Should we do our confessions?
I think we should.
Great.
I stole a pencil in second grade.
You fucker.
Well, I have a memory of a steal.
Okay.
I remember being like 4 in gymnastics class, and I remember there was this girl who had this very shiny like hair tie. It was just a hair tie. It was like one of the ones that came in a pack of 20. you know, like those like scrunchy, like the ones that I wear, but I wear like the blonde colored one. They used to make them out of like shiny tinsel. They would wrap them in shiny tinsel. So it'd be like the same elastic. And I remember like thinking it was such a beautiful hair tie. And then I remember at the end of class, like, you know, like I was still waiting to be picked up and she had left. And I saw that the hair tie had been left around and it was just chilling on the mat. And I took it.
Oh my God.
Like she didn't take it with her. Wow. So I was like, finders keepers. But I understand. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. This one.
You're absolved of your sin for that. That's a pencil.
It's a pencil.
Who cares?
Yeah. You know what?
That almost feels like
I feel like
they're mocking the confession booth.
I do feel like you're mocking the confession
maybe
booth.
You need to confess for that confession.
Or maybe this is just like literally the kindest, most holiest person in the world, and we have actually helped someone.
Maybe they finally got it off their chest.
It's okay.
Maybe that
next time, steal a pen.
That pencil at night.
Maybe.
Erasing. God.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I have a juicy, deep, dark confession for your podcast.
Bum, bum, bum.
I went to high school with this girl who was very, very obsessed with this one teacher at our school and would essentially stalk her. And we would all make fun of her for being obsessed with this teacher. So once we graduated school, I took it upon myself to create an email using this teacher's name. And for the last 5 years, I've been emailing this girl as the teacher, and this girl still has no idea. And this girl would be texting me what this teacher would be saying. But it's actually, she said actually twice, me saying those things. And to this day, she still has no idea that this is happening and very oblivious.
Oh no. Sounds like you're catfishing someone.
Yeah, can't confess this to her, not us.
I catfished someone once.
You've done everything that these people confess.
I know. This is kind of, maybe that's why these confessions resonate.
Maybe.
Okay, so to be fair, well, we all know that I think we know, but I said in a previous episode, I had a boyfriend named Bernardo who was, we said it in the Rudy episode.
Yep.
My high school boyfriend that I started dating was named Bernardo, like West Side Story. He was stabbed and he survived the stabbing, but he like then went on to like, I don't know, needless to say, like, he's no longer with us. I don't mean to laugh. Is this cold-hearted? He was not very nice.
Kind of had it coming in his life. It feels like the decisions he was making were leading him down a dark path.
And he was real.
He had it coming, but it was just, you know, some people are attracting negativity that way.
Every person that I was in a relationship with before Jacob, like an actual relationship with, was a psychopath, a lunatic, treated me like crap. So that's just like the default. That's why I was single for a very long time before I found Jacob. But then I was like, I think I'll marry a gay. Mm-hmm. No, Jacob is the best person in the world. Jacob could have been anything and I would have married him. But I did catfish someone during the time that I was dating Bernardo because Bernardo's ex-girlfriend started messaging him and calling him and being crazy. And she shouldn't have been doing that, but it was also on him. He should not have been talking back to her. You can't blame just the women in these things. But I was like feeling like so annoyed and pissed. I was 18, okay? That I created a Facebook profile and I like just like did an image search and I was like hot surfer or skateboarder or something. Found some random like hot picture, like hottish guy, made the profile for this random guy. And I then started messaging her from this Facebook account and pretended to be this guy. And yeah, I would like just message her all the time. And this was my attempt to get her to like get her mind off of my boyfriend at the time. And then one day I just deleted the profile.
Wow.
This went on for a few weeks, and then I was like, okay, she's learned her lesson.
Not 5 years.
No, not 5 years. So 5 years is a long time. And honestly, like, I was so in such a bad place at that time in my life that it's a testament to what a terrible relationship I was in that I felt like I had to do that. And so let's just say that we've not all been there, but I've been there.
I've never created any fake profiles or anything like that. Is so out of my understanding.
I know it was crazy,
but it's interesting. I mean, that has more of like a grounding in.
Mine was grounded in revenge.
Grounded in, don't be talking to my man kind of thing. This is like
a friendship.
Clearly it's a friendship because she texts her what the teacher, quote unquote, is saying. So it's just so interesting that this is, it's almost like this person, the confessor, is enjoying living vicariously through this person's obsession.
Yeah, it's
like that. It's like this fascination. Like maybe the confessor is fascinated by this person's obsessive behavior and wants to continue to delve into what it is and what makes it tick and what this person is going to say and do next to this person who they think is the product of their obsession.
Let us know, confessor. But also what I'm imagining is there ever going to be a scenario where this person, the obsessor, then runs into the teacher, like in the supermarket or something?
I've been messaging you.
Yeah, and be like, oh my gosh, like they're going to bring up a thing and the teacher's going to be like, hey.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think that it's ever going to connect the dots back to the confessor.
Well, no, I don't think so, but
still, it could lead to an awkward confrontation between the girl
and the teacher. Could lead to an awkward I think that eventually I think you should stop this probably for your own self. At this point, it's just like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, 5 years later.
Yeah, like it's got to be exhausting.
Yes.
But I absolve you of your sins. Am I absolved of my sins?
Yes.
I wouldn't do it again, but I don't regret it at this point in my life. Looking back, like she had it coming. She had it coming. She only had herself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, I bet you would have done the same.
So I was sitting there emailing my...
Yeah. I mean, look, this girl wasn't innocent. From the second that I started dating Bernardo, she had some, like, catty things to say about me. And so...
She's a cunt.
Yes. But also, why was I dating such... That's my fault for dating such a stupid person. Okay, I like this. I put bugs in my asshole boss's chair. She's such a bully, but a few of us are kind of sinister and we like to exchange ideas when it comes to grossing out the boss. I personally prefer stink bugs. Once you squish it, the smell is insufferable. Whole lot of stink bugs in her office.
Oh. First of all, I thought, is that the end?
No, that's the end, yeah.
I thought you were at first going to say, I put bugs in my asshole, and that was going to be the end of the sentence. But then also, I think their boss. Sometimes I wonder that so many people hate their boss, and I'm just like, do you hate the boss or do you hate getting bossed?
No, that's valid. I mean, there are some bosses that are too
There are some that
bossy.
are crazy. The bosses that I never liked were the ones like, if you ever saw The Office, like Michael Scott, who it's like they're just a complete moron, and you're like, how do they have any power? Because
But
they're
then they
so
try to
moronic.
boss you.
Yeah,
I didn't.
even
I
not
never
even
watched The
not even
Office.
when they get bossy.
I know.
Because I respect people when they're bossy.
Yeah, but if they're bossy, but they're trying to do things in an effective manner. If their bossiness is related to productivity,
right,
and related to what a boss is supposed to be doing, and then that's one thing. Mm-hmm. If the bossiness is like, I'm the boss, so I want to intimidate you. If there's intimidation factor or there's like assholeness there, then that's not cool.
Right.
But
the power.
Being bossed around, like someone telling you these are your assignments, that's why that's what school's training you for. School's not training you for a brain, really. School's giving you life skills.
Yeah.
Here are your assignments. Can you complete them? How effectively are you going to complete them?
Yeah.
The end.
And it's interesting because, like, I haven't had a boss in years when I really think about it.
Well, I'm kind of like the boss.
You're the boss. You're the boss.
The boss lady.
Sometimes I feel like putting bugs in your chair.
You do?
I would never do that.
I know you wouldn't. But sometimes you could be bossy too.
Yes. But I just think it's interesting that I haven't had... But I've always had like a good... When the boss is good, I've always liked them.
Yeah, I mean...
And I've always felt fit. Like, I always would get mad when the other employees would complain about them. If, like, just because they don't want to work or something. Right.
I mean, I just think that comes with the territory of being at work, is that you show up, you are assigned your tasks, you do it with a happy attitude, even if you don't want to be at work that day, you do it. And it's like the boss's job to make sure it's getting done.
Yeah.
But if the boss is an asshole, then I understand that makes it difficult to make you want to even be productive, because it's like, how can I focus when my feelings are hurt or I'm like intimidated by these people that I work with? That's not cool.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the boss sets the tone for the entire thing. I mean, it's like when we would work at a restaurant, it'd be like whoever was the boss that day determined what that day was going to be like.
Right.
If the general manager was there would be no screwing around. Everything would be like, the bar would have to do the pours by the book.
Right.
The kitchen couldn't give you free food that you could have in the back and nibble on. But then it's like, then this other boss, the fun boss, would be there one day, and people could just drink on the job. And it was like it was a party.
And I think the same, like, we've had these experiences with theater. It's the director is the boss, and there's some directors that you're like, I don't care. I'd rather not have this job than work with this person as a director. It's no reflection of my inability to be agreeable. It's just like, I know what that environment's going to be like, and I know that it's not, it's like when...
I once had a big fight with the director that Samantha tried to patch up.
I did, and to be fair, I think the director was very much in the wrong. Jacob was
The director is a drunk mess. First of all, he hired people for the show that had no business ever singing anything. Like, literally...
You're not wrong. I saw this show.
The worst people I've ever had to share a stage with.
When
high school and community theater.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, when I saw this production, maybe twice, and there were some performances that I just could not believe were being performed the way that they were being performed. And I'm like laughing. I was cracking up at some things just because I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle how bad it was. And it's supposed to be like a serious moment.
And this, particularly one actor, didn't know the score, sang horribly off key and horribly the worst singing I ever. And was
also pretty much the lead of the show.
Yeah, is the lead of the show. And I was like a supporting part, and I would mess up one head turn. I would not turn my head with on one part moments after we just choreographed it. And this director is a choreographer, so that's all he cares.
Choreographer first, director later in life.
It's a problem in itself too. And he would just lay into me about my head turn. And I'm like, dude over there doesn't know an entire song and doesn't know how to sing. Mm-hmm. Why are we not worrying about him?
Did you say that?
The lead of the show. No, I didn't say that. But I would snicker at him when he wouldn't be doing his part correctly. That thing was weird. But anyway.
To be fair, you shouldn't be snickering loud enough for people to hear you snicker.
No.
But
if I'm snickering, the audience is going to be snickering too.
But what I'm saying is, like, you would not be. The audience was definitely snickering, but you would not be.
I shouldn't have been snickering at my castmate.
That's true.
That's what I shouldn't have been doing.
But also, the director set the tone.
I was very high all the time in rehearsals. So I have to preface with the fact that I was in my own little world.
And sometimes we do snicker. Snickering happens.
Exactly.
But you've got to be a more discreet snickerer. Right. However, I think what you're trying to say by bringing this story up is that this particular director set a tone and an environment that did not bring out the best in the people who were there. And
horrible.
And if you had respected the director and you felt like you were being respected as a human being, it doesn't have to be like as an actor, just as a human being who showed up to do their job that day.
Right.
If you had felt like you were being respected, you probably would not have snickered loudly because the environment wouldn't have felt tense and like uncomfortable.
Yeah. And so then I send him a message on Facebook one day and I'm like, hey, one of the actors was out and I wanted to sing their part that day. And I said, hey, can I sing the part? And he goes, maybe if you stop making comments about your other castmates. And I said, well, maybe if my other castmates knew what they were doing on stage, I wouldn't have anything to say. But in reality, I'm just commenting on the ridiculousness of the fact that these people don't know their music. And I shouldn't have been saying, and I was first of all, do not ever send a message to a boss while you're in traffic. I was in traffic in Orange County.
Right.
And I was in a horrible mood.
Right.
And so don't ever do that. That was right there, the bad decision. And so then he makes a public Facebook post saying, this actor just told me that something about how he's not a good director or something like that, which I didn't even say. And then all these people, including people I'm friends with, are commenting and being like, fire him. And yell and all this crap. And I comment and I'm like, Ray, whatever his name is. I changed the name to Ray in this situation. I said, Ray, come on, you didn't need to do this. And he's like, whatever. So then Samantha says, you need to make up with him. And her suggestion...
We weren't dating at the time, by the way.
We were friends. And I was in LA and the show was in San Diego. And I was going to drive back down the next day to do rehearsal. And she goes, you need to make up with him. And her idea was to get him some baked goods from Sweet Lady Jane. 3 chocolate croissants that weren't even really a croissant. They were like a croissant cylinder thing.
It was something.
And so these
are like notoriously good croissants.
They are. They look great. And I go to rehearsal the next day, and I sit next to him, and he won't look at me. And I said, Ray, I'm so sorry we had that argument. I hope that you can have this as a thing, as a way to make up. And he goes, I don't want them.
No, he said, I don't want your bagels.
No, he said, I don't want. He told Rudy that he didn't want my bagel. He said, I don't want them. Give them to your cast and get ready for the run.
Meanwhile, this director now currently has like beef with pretty much.
This is the type of person that has problems with every they work with, and gets fired from everywhere he works with, and it's just a disaster. So in the moment, it felt very personal, but then as you watch, you're like, oh, this person is the problem. He has problems with everybody.
And you were young, and you were raised in a theater community where you and your high school theater director were best friends.
Every director I've been friends with.
And you had worked with this director before, right? And he had been fine?
He was the choreographer.
So he was
in his proper place.
Yeah.
At the last one. But I always love I love directors.
Me too.
My dream is a great director. But I also will say that when I'm with a bad one, I get very disappointed, because I'm like, you have the job that I think is the highest.
Yeah, and but ever since then, like every show we've done together, you have had an amazing relationship with the director, with every single director. Me too. I respect directors.
And I have a good relationship with everybody, and I never have problems with people in.
That was just that show. I mean,
it was a conundrum.
I wasn't in it, but I literally, some of the people that director brought in, it was just
such a catastrophe.
Like everyone, there was just so much drama that I would hear about all the time. And it was not a conducive environment. And the reason why it was not a peaceful environment is because the man at the top trickled down. It all trickles down.
Yeah.
So wow, that was a
what do you call that? Not a vignette.
Would you like? I absolve you of your sins. See, we all have sins we've committed. We all gotta be.
I didn't put bugs in the damn boss's chair. I tried to give the boss some fucking pastries.
You did try to give the boss some pastries.
And even that won't make them like you. So you know what? Keep putting bugs in your bitch's chair.
Okay. Oh, did you read the last one?
You did.
Okay. This one's wild.
This middle one here?
Yep.
I already don't like this. I made a chocolate pie for my ex-employer. I took it to her house, watched her eat it, and then shared my special ingredient. Shit. Is this just The Help? This is what happens in The Help.
Could have been inspired by The Help.
Part of me feels like this person is just talking, just wants to make something up and say they did something that happens in the movie and novel The Help.
Well, I haven't read or seen either of those.
We watched the movie.
We did?
I'm pretty sure we watched the movie.
Okay, but the chocolate, was the pie in The Help given to an ex-employer?
It was given to the mean lady. It was given to the mean woman who wants the help to go pee in an outdoor bathroom instead of the indoor bathroom.
Okay. Well.
What's her name? Miss something. I forget. Octavia Spencer in the movie is the woman who gives the pie. Shit pie.
All I know, here's my question about that scenario, period. You're telling me that you can't smell shit in a pie?
Right. Is it just like a little bit mixed in with the chocolate?
I'm never going to eat any chocolate pie ever. Maybe he didn't eat your chocolate croissants because he thought you shat in them.
Actually, maybe. Wow.
This is coming full circle.
It is.
Well, thank you one and all for your confessions. Please keep them coming our way. I want to absolve you of your sins. Look,
real.
But here's the thing, the theme to
people shit.
You can't feed people shit. Like, I don't care how gross how mean.
Putting a bug in the chair is like a little much, but it's like whatever, it's a bug.
Right.
Putting shit in a pie and making them eat it is really...
Let's not forget I did give the bullies chocolate X-Lax when I was a kid. But that's still chocolate that made them shit. It wasn't actual shit.
Exactly.
So I would advise, don't put any bodily fluids in any food you give to someone. And I would like to just use this as a way to strengthen my argument and my point and my reasoning for why I will never attend a potluck. I will never eat anything that people cook in their homes unless I've been in their homes or know them very, very, very well.
And don't ever eat something an employee gives you.
I don't trust anyone's baked goods. Wow.
All right.
I have indigestion.